Hey, let's start another stream. Today I thought we'd build on what we did yesterday. So yesterday I succeeded in adding a new feature to Rodeo, my command line Flickr uploader. And so today I thought, well, what would be useful if I published version 0.1 of Rodeo to the GitHub releases. That's fine, that's not too difficult, we can do that. But what would be quite nice is if I could get GitHub Actions to automatically add binaries. So when I publish and tag the repository, push it up to GitHub Actions, create a release, and maybe the act of creating a release, I could get GitHub Actions to generate for me the binaries in Windows, Mac, and Linux without me having to run the script myself. So that's a general plan for today, to see if we can get that working. So I know nothing about GitHub Actions. I mean, I appreciate that it's some sort of CI system. I literally know nothing. So we are going to have to learn this completely from scratch. And today I expect I'll be looking at a lot of documentation, messing around, probably doing quite a few releases as we see how this works. Unless there's a magic test button. I don't know. I literally have no clue. So let's get started. Right, so let's start with what we've got. So this is the project in Go, and I've got somewhere here, down here somewhere, a build executables.sh, just a little scroll script that builds the files for me. And what it does is you pass in a version number, and then it will build these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different versions of the binaries for me and put them into a release directory. So for each platform, work out the architecture and generate them for me. So I can run that from the command line. So let's open up iTurn and see how that actually works. Here we are, ls, that's not ls. So then I can do dot slash build executable 0.1 and it'll go away and build version 0.1. What you're building there's a macOS one, there's a Linux one, etc. as it goes and builds them. One thing I really do like about Go as a language is this ability to compile, cross compile I think they call it, where I can build for a different language, different platform to the one that I'm actually using. And I think that's really quite helpful, that I can get the Linux versions done. I don't know how many people use Raspberry Pis, but we can build an ARM version as well as the Intel version for Linux. And obviously going forward at some point I'll have to start building the macOS version of Rodeo as well, won't I? So we shall see how we do on all that. Right, that's building. So we need to make sure we've got the version number correct in Rodeo as well. So that must be stored somewhere, probably in, not there, in the root. Go. Maybe that's where we put the version number. Yeah, version 0.4. So let's change the version number to version 0.1. I think that's where we want to get to. But we are going to need to sort out the GitHub Actions when we do this. So let's start reading up on that next. That would make the most sense, I think. How are we going to do that? Safari. Sorry. I don't know if you can hear that dog, but there's a dog out my window yapping away non-stop. I assume their owners has gone out and left it there. That poor dog is really barking its head off. GitHub Actions. Let's search for GitHub Actions. What do we get? GitHub Actions documentation. That's promising. Automate, customize, execute your software development workflows right in your repository with GitHub Actions. That sounds like what we're looking to do. So getting started. About configuring a workflow. About action. Events that trigger workflow. That sounds like a problem thing. Start with about GitHub Actions. Do disabling your notifications for work. That looks useful. Notifications. If you enable web notifications, give notification when the workflow runs. Useful. Limits, policies, billing. Yeah, that all looks fine. Right, configuring. You create custom workflows. Yes, how do we do this? Workflows are automated set up in your repository. Okay. So I guess there we go. Must store workflows in the .github workflows directory. Workflows must have at least one job. You can add a set of steps that perform individual tasks. Okay, this looks like it's definitely doable. I think we can do something with this, don't you? Need to figure out workflows using YAML syntax. Okay. An example. You can also receive notifications, information configuring. Create a YAML file for your workflow. For example, GitHub Workflows continuous configuration workflow.yaml. Okay, so let's start there. Make the directory .github -p .github workflows. Lead to that directory. Touch build release binaries .yaml. So far, so good. So if we go to Goland, build release binaries.yaml. Wonder what this file looks like. Workflow example, name. This workflow is triggered on pushes to the repository. Grab that bit first. Name. Build release binary. This workflow is triggered on. Right, so now we better find out how to do what's a valid event, triggering workflows. Event. Someone pushes a scheduled event and it's a event. Push or cron, or you can manually run one. Right, so manually run a workflow. First configure your workflow to use workflow dispatch event. Okay. Put properties, default values. If we're going to do it on a workflow dispatch, maybe this will be the easiest way to start this, where it takes a version number. Maybe some provided default value. Okay. Right. Okay, so let's go to events that trigger workflows and look at that. This seems like a good place to start. Right. Check suite. Create. One creates a branch. No, there's a list. Oh, this looks more promising. See one that looks like a release? Oh, look, there we go. Release. Activity types: published, unpublished, created, edited, deleted, pre-released, and released. By default, all activity types trigger workflow run. Your workflow, especially using the types keyword. Okay, so we want that in here. On release, types published. Get rid of that. Get that comment to here. No, not here. On trigger when a piece published. What published means? Does anyone know what published means? I appreciate it's Sunday afternoon. Maybe everyone's asleep. Or in the case of my wife, she's playing PlayStation 4 today, so she's playing Horizon Zero Dawn, I think. Right, so I wonder what these mean. Inflation risks. Pieces. Take it that doesn't it? Maybe. Oh, that's published. Means a release, pre-release is published, unpublished, created, a draft is saved. Deleted, pre-released, released, published. Release or draft of a release is published, or a pre-release is changed to release. What the difference is between released and published, but maybe weren't released. Oh, we also need it on pre-release, don't we? Maybe we'll do it on created. Now, release is created. Then the webhook gives you loads of information. It looks like this. So presumably we get that from within our workflow. I reckon. That seem reasonable? Hopefully. We'll see. That looks whatsoever. That just need it. There. Back. Back again. Okay, so not that goes nowhere. Okay. Go back to this one. Right, you can choose, you can run workflows on Git hosted runners or self-hosted runners directly on the machine or in a Docker container. Specify the runner for each job using runs on. Workflow syntax. Now we had an example up here, didn't we? That's here, jobs. Or that here, jobs build. Grab that example and drop that in. That's with it. Jobs, job name. The job name as well as a build name apparently. So job name, build, release. Runs on Linux? Yeah, let's make it run on Linux. I don't think we care. This step uses hello world Jackson to greet. That looks less useful. Now this one. Looks like it's a standard bash script. So that's promising. Maybe we can use standard bash. Go down and see what else can help. You can run workflows on GitHub hosted runners or some runners. Select different types. Virtual environments. Don't think we care about running it on Mac, so we can use Linux for this. That seems reasonable. Obviously it uses Azure, given that GitHub is a Microsoft property nowadays. Passwordless sudo, that's useful. Definitely not going to try doing it on Windows. Interesting that the Ubuntu latest is 1804, not 2004. Oh, that's right, it's a preview. Okay, so we'll use 1804 for now. We don't care where it runs because binary. GitHub executes actions and shell commands in specific directories on the virtual machine. Files on virtual machine static. Using environment variables, home, workspace, and workflow. Home directory. Actions and the shell commands execute in this directory. Actions can modify the contents of this directory. Post payload. GitHub event path. The post payload, the webhook event that triggered this rewrites this time an action. Right, so that should have a whole load of stuff in it. GitHub event path. So we saw in the release thing that we should get this workload, which will give us the tag name. The tag name we're going to use as the version number. So that's a useful thing to know. We're going to have to write some code though to extract it. I think we're going to need to do that somehow. If we can get away with bash. Who knows? Don't know. Okay, carry on. We're going to build matrix. We don't need to care about that. Reference in actions. Reference action should blah blah blah. We don't care about that. Reference in action repository. Ah, okay. Yeah, we don't need an action at the moment, probably. So maybe an action is a doing thing. What is an action? Browser actions organization. Runner. Kit. That could be a useful one to run to tidy things up in RST to PDF. That would be clever. We could use that other thing. Ooh, that looks promising. Okay, not today though. Setup Go. Setup GitHub with specific version of Go. That looks promising. This action sets up a Go environment. Option download and cache a version of Go. Registering problem matches. Go bin to the path, proxy, state. Matching by semver spec. Because we'll have to check out our tag. We'll have to build from it. Okay, I wonder what Go version we're using at the moment. Go version, you reckon? 1.14.3. Right, so did we have a steps? Yeah. Steps, yes. Okay, so let's grab the two. I wonder what checkout does. And then we can have with the Go version. With Go version 1.14. Oh, and that one's got to run. Oh, I see. So name is. Take that. Put it in the called. Run go version. It looks like a remarkably simple thing. Possible we should tie this, put this in as a something we can trigger manually. I wonder if we can run them locally. That'd be helpful. Usage, see action.yaml. That looks uninteresting. Okay, so we got this far. We've got a workflow. What it's going to do is run go version for us. It's not actually going to do any work, but it will at least find out if we're actually behaving, if we're actually running it. All right, workflows can use actions to find in a public repository, same repository where your workflow, or a published Docker container image. Okay. Okay, so that's all fine. So far, so good. Not worry about badges. And that looks like the end of this page. Configuring a workflow. Well, there's no about actions. Actions for individual tasks you can combine to create jobs. Oh, okay. So each action is another word for step, maybe. Or maybe. If actions is a magic thing that tells it it's in the public folder. Who knows? We'll find out. Get started. That looks unhelpful. Publishing packages. Packaging and continuous integration work. Create and work for a published packaging. Create an action in your own runs. Reference. It's in. Oh. Maybe not. Back here. Oh. That's the end. GitHub Actions local test. Oh, maybe we want the Stack Overflow one. I like Stack Overflow. Nectos Act. On your GitHub's like right. When you run act, it reads your GitHub Actions. 7 says actions from Docker API, and we'll press start up Docker then. Installation, install with Homebrew. What Scoop is? Oh, look at that, run a specific event. That looks promising. Oh, looks like we could actually test stuff locally without having to commit. That will be really helpful. Wait for this to install. And I see we're still waiting for Docker to finish starting up as well. This computer's getting on a bit. You can tell that 2013 MacBook Pro takes its time. You can probably even hear the fan noise streaming. That's cool. It all looks like Docker's finished as we see up here. We're installing apps now. I know everything is on S3. There we go. At -L. Error stat. Oh, only works if you're in this directory. Distinct lack of output. That's not helpful. Spabby's arrived. Hey Gary, how are you? Teach me all about GitHub Actions because I know nothing. I'm trying to learn it. Maybe you can solve all my problems for me. I've installed act, and I was expecting to list the actions using at -L, and I got nothing back. That implies that we don't have an action here. It looks like an action. Job, name of build, got a name, the runs on, it's got a set of steps. We would have expected that to have work. And I see Gary is hungover. I did not drink last night. I'm going to drink tonight though. I drank Friday night. So Saturday was a quiet evening. As I say, my wife got a PS4 yesterday, so she was playing Horizon Zero Dawn. Does that sound like a PS4 game? I think that sounds like a PS4 game. She was playing that, and hence I was on Zelda on my Switch. That was fun. Tonight I'm going to have a beer. But the way this is going, it might be earlier than I thought. What is going on here? So this should do some work. This thinks I can't find anything. Does act work? Act -H. Ah, there we go. At fists. Run the default push event. Run a specific event. Act leads. Oh, that's doing something. I wonder what it's doing. Build release, binaries / build release. Ah, so it's found build release from here. Release may be related to that release. Not in a container, so it's not going to be very fast. Buster, I think, is a Debian thing. That won't click and read. Oh, and stuff. Ah, look at that. Docker image for 1.2 latest. Oh, that's a point. I need to get login working in Rodeo at some point. Could add that as a issue whilst we think about it. That Rodeo. That's unhelpful. Issues. Very happy. Ooh, you see my screen gone completely bad? GitHub does not like that at all. We have a very confused GitHub. Okay, we won't add the issue. No issue adding for us today. I do need to buy a new laptop, Gary. You are not wrong about that in the slightest. I don't want to buy a new laptop. Apple are bringing out ARM Macs in July, August, September, October. 3 months, less than 3 months. Apple are going to bring out ARM Macs. And if I buy a brand new MacBook Pro today, in 3 months' time, they're going to bring out a new Mac that will be much faster than that one. And that will make me sad. However, I'm not sure this laptop's going to last another 3 months. So we shall see. Right, this finished. Success. Display the version of Go we have installed. Did anyone see it actually display something? Oh, look. It's done something. Loads of debug information. Version satisfy one attempting to download. So here's where it downloaded it. Extracted it, installed it, added it to the Go path. There we go. Ah, you reckon that there is a Go version? Then it's done this Go env thing, but that wasn't me. Useful to know though. And group success. Oh no. There it is. That one there, look, success. Display the version of Go. The asterisk. Asterisk, that's a star. Run display version of Go we have installed. That came from here, didn't it? Display the version of Go that we've installed. We should be able to do name. Say hello. Run. Hold on. Echo. Hello world. Save that. Let's run that again. Now I wonder if that container stays around so it doesn't have to reinstall Go. No, it doesn't. It pulls it down each time. Interesting. I don't suppose we care because it's in CI, but it does make this a little bit slower. I wonder if we can teach Act to keep the container around. Who knows? We shall see. This is taking a while to download. What do we think? This Act. This is an Act. One's Act. Use a different image for your runner. Oh, so we could create a test image. We're not going to, we could. Creation. Oh, events. Every GitHub event is accompanied by a payload. You can provide these payloads in JSON format with the -- event path. Simulate GitHub events kicking off an action. Right, so we need to create an example release. And there's hello what, so it definitely worked. Okay, so let's create an example of the publish. We're trying to publish. Is it this one? Yeah, there we go. There's the payload example. Work, yeah, for release. We want this entire that information you get. Wow. Copy that. Touch. Temp release JSON. Temp JSON. Let's drop that in. Action is published. It's a release. Repo is not CoderCat. So world is it? It's going to be all of those. Needs to be Acrobat. That release is 173. I wonder what that number comes from. I suppose it really matters. We don't care. Tag not going to be 0.01. To be 0.1. Ah, this might be the wrong payload. Down here, I thought I saw. Where did I see it? Those URLs. The whole point of this one is that we are creating the binaries. What I want to do in that Rodeo releases these assets. Oh, okay. Maybe those zip and tar. Oh, they're the source code. Okay, they're fine then. And then these are the files that we're going to create via our action. Okay, so yeah, okay, let's leave it like this for a minute then and see what happens. The name is not Hello World though. Rodeo. Login in Acrobat. That's obviously the wrong ID. We don't care. Don't care about that. It's code though. Slightly more like a real one. All those. I really should learn the command to select all rather than have to Control G all the time. The Control G in Goland will select the next one. Just Shift Control G selects all of them. So, Command Control Option Delete G. Okay. Control Command G. Oh, Control Command G. There you go. Yeah, so you're on some piece of information like Rodeo. Control G to select the next one. Control Command G to select everyone in the file. Hey, that's something new. That's a helpful one to have learnt. Good. Okay, so there we've got a temporary payload to represent an action being published. So the action we actually want is created. That's the one we decided to pick. Where was that? That was in here. Here, go up here. We're going to choose, we chose created as our action. Release object, repository, etc. So we created our release. We don't care about pretty much anything else, I think. Right, okay, back to actions. Right, so action. So we did at release -e temp release. That look. Oh, hold on, we've not cancel that. Where does it put that? That GitHub event. Every GitHub event is accompanied by a payload. You can write these in JSON format, simulate the GitHub event. Now we found in somewhere else. Where was it? Here. There's a GitHub event path, an environment variable. Post payload, the webhook event that triggered the workflows. GitHub rewrites this each time. So I reckon if we go back to here, after saying hello world, how about we, what should we do? We should, let's echo it out. Echo display. the value. Display the payload. Instead of echoing that, let's echo that and cat that. Run that and see what that does. Maybe that will be successful. Maybe not. Maybe. Who knows? Again, it's installed in Go. I'll tell you what would have been clever. We could have turned off this downloading Go bit. In this, don't need it yet. At least it only downloads a binary. It doesn't try to build it. Slower. Whilst that's clicking, that's going to echo the GitHub event hub and cat it out. Then we're going to need to do some more work. Logically, the next step will be we need the actual source code for this version. Because we want to build these binaries, so we're going to have to check out the source code, presumably the version that comes in this payload. We get the tag name, so presumably we can check out off the tag name. Or, yeah, that would be the best way to do it. And we've got the URL to the thing. Release URL, assets, the upload, the HTML. We could sort of cut bits off to work it out, but we get the source code. This is the author. We want to fill in the assets. I wonder if that is actually valid. I wonder if the created event gives us the source code already tarred at that point. Because then we could just untar it. That'd be quicker. I don't really care about having it as a Git repo. All we care about is having the code so that we can build it. This is finished. So what happened? Oh, that looks promising, doesn't it? Run display the payload. So we echoed out the environment variable /github/workflow/event/json, and the docs told us it's a workflow/event/json. So we've discovered that there's a /github folder. Workflow event/json. Then we've got our action, and that then is a binary. Okay, yeah, so if we installed JQ, then we could quite easily get the tag name out. I wonder if JQ is installed. Is there a function in act to let us log in with as a bash shell? Find a working directory, try run, event path, help, on the job, list of workflows, pull, quiet, reuse. Ew. But that might be quicker. Secret, verbose. Try that reuse. And watch looks interesting. Let's try reuse though. Okay. Nope. Don't want to code select. Was it -R for reuse? Oh, for goodness sake, Rob. Like that. So presumably this time it's going to rebuild it, because we didn't tell it to reuse it last time. But I wonder is by using -R this time, when we run it next time, maybe it'll already have Go installed in it. What do you think? That sound plausible? Handy. Not totally sure. Who knows? Anyway, we need JQ. Wonder if there's a helpful way to do that. Github action install JQ. If in doubt, ask Google. Software installed on GitHub runners. That looks helpful. Oh, look, there's a JQ action already. We're on that one. 7-zips installed. Homebrew on Linux? What's that? We had apt. DKPAG. Cat. AWS CLI. Seems logical, I suppose. Borrowed the .NET stuff. CLang stuff. CMake. But no Go. Disappointing, isn't it? That dog's back. Can you hear that dog? Yapping away. Fortran. It's even got Fortran on it. Rodeo, MySQL, Gulp, Parcel. All the PHPs. I think we need PHP 7.1 though. That does make it easier. How can you have all these different languages and not have Go? Seems bonkers, doesn't it? All those SDKs. My goodness me. Ruby. They must have. Oh, there it does have Go. I have 14.14.14. Okay. In that case, let's take out. Oh, okay. Let's test this whilst we're here. Because the idea behind Mansar was, will it keep it a second time? Oh, yes, it does. It reused it. That's interesting. Right, but we don't need. I wonder what Actions Checkout does. GitHub Actions Checkout. Actions for checking out repo. Oh, that could be helpful. This action checks out your repository under GitHub workspace so your workflow can access it. When a single commit is fetched by default, the ref SHA that triggered the workflow. This auth token is configured. I wonder if that does anything practical if you have a publish. That. Oh, so it might already be in. Okay, so we might already have the source code in GitHub Workspace. Okay, right, my theory. Let's take that out. We should have Go already. We don't need to say hello. We know what we're going on now. Let's move that up to here. We know that is working. Let's comment those for a minute. And let's ls that environment variable GitHub Workspace and see if that has got the source code. It's probably, because we're in test mode, it's probably got exactly whatever I've got on my local machine. Let's take out that -r. And let's see if which version of thing we get this time. That's interesting. Go command not found. The following software is installed. Installed. That makes no sense. Is act not using the same virtual environment? GitHub Actions. In order for the must use container, where are the changes actually? Actually, this container. This container. Ah, maybe it's not using the same container. We want it to use this container. Let's actually do. I think using an entire action just to run one line seems a little bit overkill. I'm a bit concerned we're not picking up the right version. Install JQ. Run. That, but why aren't we picking up? G act run Ubuntu 18.04 environment. I thought it would be helpful to run the correct environment. Which environment for GitHub? I think I'm misunderstanding something about act. I think it's using the wrong image, not the image that GitHub Actions uses. Do this. Ooh, this looks a pinned issue. That's interesting. Command not found in image as opposed to GitHub. See, runners, you can customize the image. Runs at GitHub's actions offer are huge. I didn't feel right using 18 gigabyte images. Right, okay, yes, so it's definitely using the wrong one. Where do we get the right one from? Oh, that. The GitHub runner is called Ubuntu latest. Yes. Question. Oh, look. Alternative run images. If you need an environment that works just like the auxiliary image provided by NetToss environments, built from the pack file used in. All right. Okay. So we need this one. Right. Here we go. Look. -p. That. Right. Okay. So let's go back here. Act -p that lot. Release -e temp release. So that's going to go pull down that 18 gigabyte image, which could take a while. So not the fastest internet in the world. Okay, yeah, but there's no point in trying to use one that isn't the real GitHub image, is there? That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Right, so let's go where and click for a while. So let that where and click. Whilst that's where and click in, we need to install JQ. So now we can get the version number out. So let's work out how to do that. So the version number is in temp release. In action, in release, here, tag name. Open up a new tab, Rodeo. Do we all use auto jump? If you're not using auto jump, install auto jump. It is wonderful. Jumps you around your directories really easily on the command line. Right, so JQ temp JSON. No, that's how we use it, is it? It's cat JQ pipe through JQ Q, and we're looking for dot release. I think dot release dot tag name. Maybe that's how you do it. There we go. That gives us our 0.01. We probably don't want the double quotes because it's a string, and I think we use -r for raw. Yeah, there we go, -r for raw, and that gives us the 0.01. So that is the command we need to get the current tag. Let's put that into our YAML file. Yeah. Name. Extract tag to. What are we extracting the tag for? Extract tag to build. What we have to do, we have to put all this into a shell script soon, because this is getting to get tedious very quickly. So do that lot, and we're going to do tag name equals that, and echo $tag. If that works. I assume this is still downloading that version. It's a shame it doesn't tell you what it's doing. Some sort of progress would be nice, wouldn't it? But no progress. How are we going to do this? We've extracted tag name. We've got Git installed, haven't we? You must have Git Actions. Oh, JQ's installed as well. Basic packages, JQ. Okay, so we don't need to install JQ. No wonder these runners are big. They've got absolutely everything in it. But then again, I suppose it means you don't have to do too much thinking. Go back to our GitHub Actions. GitHub Actions. Let's go have a look at the docs again. Going to managing. Don't need secrets yet, but we are going to need secrets because we're going to have to upload. Let's get the binaries created first. Framework guides. In Python, we can action. Starting with workflow. On push to build. Steps. Yeah. Right, yes, that one is checking out the source code. Dependencies. We need this for RST to be. You know, I don't think we have to do so much work after all. We can just use build executable. I wonder if we can GitHub action workflow set environment variable. Arms running actions or steps can create, modify environment variables. So let's see how we're doing that. I think we've right. Run echo first name. Yes, that's how you use them. But how do you create an environment variable? Path GitHub workspace. A little bit concerned that GitHub's actions checkout doesn't work for doing a release, but hopefully the release will be the tag that we have actually tagged, because that would be really awesome. Hang on. How do you set an environment variable? Set custom environment originally specify the variables in the workflow file. Oh, that's no good. I wouldn't have set it dynamically. You can also use the setenv workflow to set an environment variable. The following steps can use. Setenv command can be used directly by an action or a shell command in the workflow using the run keyword. Let's see if there's anything in here. Here we go. Look. Yeah. Set in an environment variable. Colon. What the hell is colon? Creates or updates an environment variable for any actions run in the next job. The action that creates or updates an environment doesn't have access to the new value, but all subsequent actions in a job will have access. That seems, I don't understand how that works. Echo setenv, take that. So what that's supposed to do GitHub set env. Let's see if we can find an example. Oh, this looks more helpful. This looks like someone else's. Uh-oh. Don't think much. That's no good. Where's an example? N. Oh, here we go. Right, so it is run colon echo setenv. Name is going to be tag, and the value to be this. Take that there, that out, and now let's put it as a new following step to check it works. Display tag in. Hold on. Apparently I need to make tea for my lovely wife. So I shall make tea, and obviously for myself as well. And then I shall be back. Okay, I'm back. I have tea. In my Palace mug today. Palace haven't been doing very well in the last few games. You can tell that they're safe and that it's a very weird time with the whole coronavirus pandemic thing going on and what that's done to the football matches. But nevertheless, it is what it is. Also, if you're following the sport, Formula One this afternoon, it looks like Lewis Hamilton is on course to win or has won. Quite sure. I don't follow it that closely, as you can tell. But Ferrari have not done well yet again. They have a problem this year, don't they? And in much more important news, on the PS4 side, yet another game has turned up for my wife to play, and Spider-Man is now in the house. Presumably for when she finishes Horizon Zero Dawn. I get the feeling that's quite a long game, so I'm not quite sure why she bought it now. Presumably it makes sense to someone. Anyway, let's get back to what we were doing. Where were we and what were we doing? What were we doing? It's a question. That is still going on, so it's still downloading that massive environment. Or something has broken. Who knows? Never mind, leave that running, see what happens. We were looking at setting environment variables. So I'm extracting the tag to build. So echo set tag, name tag. Not very good name. Yeah, tag name. Release tag, release tag. And we're setting it to that. And then what I was going to do on this next step was echo it to prove it worked. Release tag. And then finally we're going to ls out the GitHub workspace to prove that is all working well. That's all looking reasonable, but we definitely need this image to finish downloading and installing. Wait for it, I think, because I can't imagine we can get much further without it. I don't know. All very strange. Let's wait. Check that Formula One thing whilst we're here, can't we? Let's have... Yes, does look like Hamilton won. That's good news if you're a Hamilton fan or a Mercedes fan. Lando Norris has a stunning final lap. He finishes 5th. He was McLaren, isn't he, Lando Norris? That's good news. Nothing else special happening there. Bottom 10. Williams still at the bottom. They're not doing well continually. They really need some more investment or decide what they're going to do. Yeah, the Formula One has played out the way you would expect. Exciting going on there. I really, really wish that this program would tell me how far it's got. I don't know if it's 10% of the way or 40% of the way or 100% of the way. But however far it is, it's not far enough. I do like a cup of tea. This is Yorkshire tea. Grown, not in Yorkshire. However, the Little Englanders are very upset about that. Me, I just laugh. It's a very nice cup of tea though. See, Gary fancies a cup of tea as well. Well, maybe you should go and get one. You could have got one whilst I paused my stream. Came up. Maybe I'll change that. Please hold screen. This one that comes up. Maybe I should change that to say, go get a cup of tea whilst I'm getting a cup of tea. That would be clever, wouldn't it? It's good for you. I redid all my, they call them scenes in OBS this stream following a conversation I had with Spabby last week. Now that when I do hit the please hold scene, which I do via a stream deck, so I've got a nice physical button to press, definitely mutes my mic now. Super feature. That was a useful thing to have learnt. Less likely to make a mistake. That's all good, isn't it? We can find out the progress of this thing. 18 gigabytes. Is that long? Very strange. I see that Spabby did the whole mute thing when you put yourself on hold, because he had a similar problem and leaked shouting at his kid. So I'm sure the kid deserved it. Absolute certainty that kid deserved to be shouted at, because Spabby's such a relaxed, calm, gentle person. Obviously would not get riled up by whatever his kid was doing. Clearly had to be doing something bad. If you're on this stream, you should probably consider going to watch his stream at some point, because he's quite an interesting stream. It's a very different feel to this one, and you discover exactly what kind of personality Spabby has. And now he's putting emoticons. At least I've seen the emoticons into the chat. It's a purple square that presumably means something. And I feel like I haven't quite got into the whole Twitch culture yet. I've got no clue. I assume it means you've nailed it, Rob. Got me down to a T. Must do, mustn't it? So, what can we do whilst we're waiting for that to happen? I suppose we could try pushing it up. There you go, look, I got it right. I wonder if there's a way to test this on GitHub. Gary says it is the converted colon and close bracket. Close bracket. So that's a smiley face. It doesn't look like a smiley face. Getting much closer to my microphone, so it's getting really loud as I look over to the screen. Clearly I should make that screen a little bit larger so I can read the text more easily. We could work out what the next step's going to be whilst we're waiting, couldn't we? We've got the release tag. We think that GitHub Workspace is going to have the checkout in it. I think that's most likely. So I think what we can do once we've got that is that we can then run the build the executables themselves. Build the executables, assuming that GitHub Workspace actually has it. So if it does, we should be able to do cd GitHub Workspace and /build executables.sh. At least in theory, we already have this build executables script. A bit long-winded. I wrote it. Obviously, I stole some ideas from other people, and I'm a generous soul. So clearly, I reference where I got these things from, mostly so that I can find out when I screw it up, look back at the originals, and find out what I've changed that went wrong. But those two sources were quite helpful for working out how to do cross-platform compilation of Go binaries. Our version thing there, give it a package name of Rodeo. This is a bash script, but I quite like using variables to make things easier for if I wanted to reuse this on another Go project. It seemed like a good idea. I picked my list of binaries, platforms that I wanted to build the binaries for. Keep a track of the whole list. Never know. I wonder if we can do Darwin/ARM yet. Can't, but obviously we will need to be able to build ARM binaries for Mac future, and that's what Darwin is. And I'm using bash 4, but certainly a later bash here, so I can do a list quite easily. Create a release folder directory, and then I can iterate over my list for each platform. Do some regular expression work. Don't know what your regular expressions are like, but regex101.com is possibly the best place to go for making sure your regular expressions make sense and actually work. This regular expression simply splits out on the // so I can get Windows and I can get AMD 64, etc. out, and I can assign them to the environment variables Go OS and Go Arch, which are Go specific environment variables that I can then pick up later. Little bit trick here. In fact, I don't know why I've done it like that, because I could have used GoOS, but I created this OS variable first, I think. Because I don't want the word Darwin, I want to use the word MacOS, because that's the actual product name. That seems to make more sense in terms of what we're going to do for the name of our zip file. Here's the name of our zip file. So our executable name, rather. There's our zip file. We're going to call it .exe on the output name for the actual file name if it's on Windows, because Windows needs the .exe in order to be executable. Obviously, on all the other operating systems, we don't have to worry about that. So we can just give it its full name without any extension. Build it. Set those environment variables. Go build -o /output name. And if it succeeds, we can sorry, if it doesn't succeed, we're going to error. Otherwise, we're going to change directory into release. Push D is the same as doing a CD, but it keeps a stack so that you can come out of it without having to know exactly which directory you're currently in. Having pushed D, I can then, if it's a Windows build, I'm going to zip it up. Otherwise, if it's not a Windows build, I'm going to use gzip, because gzip is way more common on the Nix type operating systems. And then pop D puts me back out of the directory to where I was before. Around the loop again to build the next one. A simple loop that just builds all my Go binaries for me is already written, and it just assumes we've got the source code. So I reckon that we can just build the executables like that, and then having built them, now we get the complicated bit. So the next bit is upload artifacts to this release. And I think that's going to be the most complicated bit of this entire action, because I'm not sure how we're going to do that. I'm guessing, because we've got, it's a GitHub action, I'm guessing that the Git, we might have a Git action already. Close these down. Git action, not to install JQ. Git action for GitHub API set release asset. Someone's bound to have done this before. Oh, look at that. Look at that. There's an action called upload release asset. It's very, very rare that I do something novel. Very, very rare that someone hasn't already done it before. And in this case, that is extremely helpful. So, Grab that. Say grab that. Let's look at that. Use this GitHub action with your project. GitHub action releases API. This API in JavaScript. That's nice. I don't particularly care. Perhaps, well, yeah, I don't care because I'm not going to maintain it. Perhaps I have an opinion about JavaScript and writing tools in JavaScript. It seems to make life more fragile than maybe it needs to be. Anyway, this GitHub action wraps a GitHub release API, specifically the upload and release asset endpoint. Enables you to leverage GitHub actions to upload release assets. Create a workflow. Example workflows below. Good. More information. Yes, look at. You'll also need to have a release to upload your asset to. It would be created programmatically. Yeah, I'm not doing the programmatic thing. Yeah, press the buttons, but there's no reason why we couldn't create this workflow. Actually, let's think that through. No reason we couldn't make this action go when you create a tag. When I create a tag, I could run this workflow and automatically create the release and then create the binaries and create the asset. That could be the a follow-on project. Upload URL. The URL for uploading assets to a release. So we're going to need that. Hopefully that's already in this binary. There you go. Assets URL. Or URL. It's probably one of those two. What output? See the API. Outputs. Browser download your example workflow. On push. Tags. When anyone pushes a tag, go check out the code. That's a neater way to write that. Show what's going on. Let's nick that and put that into a YAML file. Like that. Check out the code. Build the project. Create the release. So we need this. Oh, there's where we're doing those secrets. Oh, so this is on the pushler tag. That's how you create the release. Okay, well, let's do that then. And then we upload the release. Steps.create release outputs upload URL. Create release. Upload. Okay, so we try that. This is actually doing the create release. Okay, so let's change that to see if that works. On push of a tag. And oh, how are we going to write that? We don't use a version number. Right, G action push tag match number. Because someone will have done this before as well. if we can work out correct Google term to do it. This be for version. I don't want to use it. One. Well, there we go. Right, so what we do is tags looks like that, but we want to use 0 to 9 dot, sorry, 0 to 9 plus at least one 0 to 9. Then another 0 to 9. And then, now that requires it to be 0.1.0, 0.1. We want to always have the 3 digits. Not had to think about that before. So does anyone have an opinion? If you look at the releases at the moment, up. So let's create a new one. GitHub Acrobat Rodeo releases. Currently, we're using 3 digits: 0.0.1, 2, 3. So 0.0.4 will be the next release. Or it'll be 0.1. Is it 0.1 or is it 0.1.1? Sorry, 0.1.0. Do we create 1.00 or do we create 1.0? I'm not sure. But now I'm going to assume that we'll call it 0.1.0 because that's to write the regex for. Tell what reason it'll do. I didn't say hello anymore. Drag the tag to build. Now that looks like, see here. Where was it? This one. That we get github.ref. I wonder where that came from. Hub.ref. See, that's a brace github.ref. I wonder if I need to put that in double quotes. Contacts and expression syntax. That looks promising. Didn't see that dollar. Did I miss a dollar? Yes, there's a dollar there. Okay, so it's dollar github.ref. GitHub object. See the GitHub context. GitHub context contains information about the workflow run and the event that triggered the run. You can read mostly GitHub context. Environment variable. GitHub. Oh, look at that. GitHub.ref. The branch or tag ref that triggered the workflow run. So we don't even need to work out that JQ stuff. Probably. out then. It's getting simpler all the time. Right, so let's build in the project. Build the executables. And next is to create the release. Let's directly copy that. Create the release. Actions create release. Use that. I'll work out this secrets thing for a GitHub token at some point. That'll give you that context thing. Secrets. Be creating and using enabled secrets. That soon. With the tag name, github.ref. Release name. The release name for me is always the same as the tag name. Not a draft, and it. Oh, is it a pre-release? It is a pre-release for now, so let's let that to true. But what we should do there, we should set that true or false based on whether the lead-in value is 0 or a 0. Yeah, the lead-in version, the major version is 0 or greater than 0. A tag version. We're going to create our release. I wonder if you're allowed to put blank lines in. Easier to read. Create release. Draft is false. Definitely not draft. Upload the assets. This code, yeah. Now copy someone else. That's what I say. It's funny how inconsistent this is. Like the ID for this one uses an underscore, and the ID for this one uses hyphens. I think we shall be consistent. Use underscores for our IDs. Assets. Now the simple way to do this, the asset path, this. I wonder what directory we start in. What's the name of the directory? ls, please. It's going to be that. Be that, be that 0.1. Ideally, though, we would. What would we do ideally? Ideally, this would be a loop. Asset name, obviously going to be the same thing. Ooh, I wonder what the content type is for gzip. Oh. MIME type gzip. Anyone know what the MIME type for gzip is? Application gzip. Totally predictable that was. That's the end of my tea. No more tea. For a little while at least. So I don't really want to have to repeat this 6 times for the 6 binaries. But it would be neater. We could do something about this. Make this a loop. If there's any in the example. Nothing there. Github action loop. Loop through a list of files. That's exactly what I want to do. That's no good. G GitHub action GitHub run action loop. Using a repeater step. Avoiding code duplication. GitHub Actions no such mechanism. Limited control. Ooh, that's unhelpful. What's your Spanish like? My Spanish is not good enough to read that. Don't see anything useful in there. It's not wrong. I'm writing a GitHub action to upload build artifacts of every new tag created. I'm going to use different variants as separate files. Going to figure out how to use wildcard list or duplicating this section with hard-coded file names. That's what we've got to. There's someone, as always, as I said, I'm very rarely the first person. Someone else has already had exactly the same problem. Here you go. Look, they're creating all the zip files. That's what we're doing with our build executables. Then you're uploading each one at a time. Here's where we create the release. Yeah, and there you go. They upload ARM64, upload ARM64, etc. Clearly, they couldn't work out how to do it. Cool. Yes, but not without investing code of removal when it will save you. GitHub Actions doesn't support anything like this. This means that you will shorten the file, you need to write the code, expand in the file yourself, apply it to the file, or using it. Oh, I see. So what we'd be better off doing is we'd be better off scripting the creation of the YAML file, or when we add new architectures. But practically, we're not going to add architectures frequently enough that we actually care. So the net result is this is the way to do it. So it's upload Linux AM64. Don't need an ID probably. And then copy that, each one in turn. So let's put that over here so we can see it. That. Right, let's do them in the right order. So Mac AMD64. It's MacOS That's that's not an M. That's an M. MacOS AMD 60. Then it's Linux. After Linux, we need ARM. ARM. Let's get rid of that pull thing. There's the Linux ARM one. After Linux ARM 64. And finally goes 3 Linuxes, 1 Mac, 1 Windows 64, because I'm cruel and heartless. I'm not creating a Windows 386 32-bit version. Those days have passed, I think. Not be Linux comes Windows. ARM again. Not a gzip file this time, it's a zip file. Zip because Windows doesn't have native gzip. That looks better, doesn't it? It doesn't look better. It's a bit rubbish, really, doesn't it? Upload the Windows one, upload the ARM one, upload the Linux, Mac. Okay. Suppose should MacOS. Product name consistent. Okay. We could do an if statement in that YAML file. I really don't like that. It's a bit tidy. If condition will prevent a job from running. Let's go back to that context thing, yeah. Still need to worry about encrypted secrets. Using the whole GitHub context, be mindful and include sensitive information such as GitHub. Last 6 constable issue. Yeah, you think so? Operators. This looks promising. Starts with, here we go. So what we can actually do, not that way, starts with. And how we use that in context, but what I'm thinking about doing is what we should be able to do here. A pre-release, if github.ref starts with 0, that will be true. If it doesn't start with 0, it will be false. It won't be a pre-release. That's exactly what we want, but I wonder if we need the brace $brace stuff around it. I was hoping to see full context. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, it does need that because there's an example of the function caller from JSON. Let's add that then. I reckon that'll set false for the pre-release or major version of 1 or higher, and a true for pre-release for a major version of 0. That's pretty cool. It works. Do you think that Docker image is? Yeah. Oh yeah, it must have. Look. Yes, it did. Ran it. Right, okay. Oh, that means we can start testing this now. Look, it didn't have to run, it didn't have to install JQ because it was already installed. Right, there's the Go version. So Go 1.12.7. Oh, could be problematic. We might have to install our own Go anyway because that feels a bit behind the scenes. That might just be the version they've picked. It might just be that this act environment. Where's the? Might just be. It just hasn't been updated recently. $5 months ago. Maybe since then, GitHub has updated. That was possible. It seems plausible, doesn't it? It's a very big chance that we need to install our own Go. I shall. This here is commented out for a minute. If I remember about it, because we need. What version of Go did we need? Do you remember? 1.14.3. 1.14.3. We almost certainly need 1.14 because we need the new Go mod stuff. Where was that list of the virtual environments? The list, software installed. What version of Go was it? Remember? Oh, Go. Oh, Command H doesn't work. I want Command G. .14.4 is installed. Ah. How'd you pick which version of Go? Type the GitHub action 18.04 select Go 1.14. You do that. It's four installed. Go. Oh, maybe you just do it with Go version 1.14. It'll find the right one. Let's try that. Go version 1.4. We need it in quotes. And then let's display the version Go after that. See if that works. Maybe. Right, but I don't want to run all the rest of this whilst we're testing all this. So let's do that. That's not build the executable. Name of that one. Oh, this is build the executable. So let's list the executable. List the executables. ls./release. See if we're in the right folder that way. Is it release or releases? ls release. Right, so then I don't want to run any of this code yet. So let's just comment all that out. That's going to be the GitHub data. Comment. This is built. Okay, so let's run that go the at line again. Now hopefully, ooh, line 5. 8. Oh, it doesn't like that on push tags. Oh, of course we've closed that now. On push tags. Oh, that should work. Maybe you don't need double quotes. But... oh, that did absolutely nothing. That's because we haven't changed this from release to push. Ah, now we need a temp push JSON file, which we don't have yet. So let's find what the payload for the push workload looks like. GitHub webhook push payload. What? And payloads. And this is for a push. There's a push. XVI. One or more commits are pushed. Here we go. So let's take this payload example. All of that. Copy that. That one, touch temp dash push JSON. Temp dash push. Put that in. Right. Tag going to be 0.1. Or after we could do, I suppose, a git log -1 in that particular commit hash, which is the current head. There's coda to cat. I suppose that's a play on Octocat, isn't it? Control Command G. Let's change that to Acrobat. And then hello world. Let's change that to Rodeo. And that, how many characters is that? That is 12 characters. 12 characters of this. That. These are all completely wrong, but it doesn't matter, I don't think. Look, that's not my ID, but it doesn't matter. Can't leak a secret that way, can I? Loads of fun stuff there that we don't care about. Sure. Oh, that's the person who pushed this commit, this tag, of course. Then here's my sender. That's it. Okay, so save that. Wonder what we're going to get this time. I think let's display that github.tag as well. Display the github.reference. That wasn't it. Let's echo that. Find out what that is as well. Okay, should we try running it this time? Oh, it's running it. Oh, it's doing a whole load of this. Still not happy about having to download Go. Doesn't feel right. So we've still got to see if we can find the other ones. Spabby has put in a TIAS emoticon. I wonder what that means. I don't suppose I can mouse over it and find out, can I? Spabby TIAS. I have no idea what TIAS is. I suppose I could. TIAS, pipe G. Oh, it's a motto on my stream. Try it and see. Oh, cunning. Yes, very much so. Isn't this the way all developers work? You try it and see. Gary is clearly a Twitch expert. Probably even a... I'm not happy about this downloading all of Go 1.14.4 when I think it should have found it already. So we still need to go action, go GitHub action, select Go version virtual environment. Surely we've had this problem before. Virtual, a reference. Oh, that's probably where we were before a minute ago. Anything here about what version? That one. Software installed. The tools included are updated weekly. That's really frequent, isn't it? Whole GitHub repository for this. This gives us a list, but it doesn't give us a binary names. And this has failed. Building executables. That's interesting. Now we've got our Go version 1.14. Ref's head main is the GitHub ref. Oh, that's interesting. The GitHub ref is not the tag. Or it's not in this local environment, mate. There's an issue in here about that version number. I don't suppose I can search for Go. No, Go's no silly. Let's try Golang. Isn't Go a horrible name for the product? Golang. 1.14. You know that's the version number. See? Maybe the README's got something in it. Oh, there's a docs folder as well. That will go back to that list we looked at a minute ago, presumably. Yes, that's not good. Maybe it's in the docs folder. Placeholder, that's not very helpful. Help? Medias.ci. Yes. Scripts. Alphabetical. So that's a PHP shell. I just saw that. It's PHP. Also, that installed in 5.6. Good God. What do you reckon that install Go? Go. Take. Validate full toolset.ps1. That tools bingo. That one. I wonder where it would be. Base? No, it's just out. Helpers. Uninteresting. Installers. It must be in here somewhere. Install toolset. Or each tool's in tools. Oh, tools to install. Go. Why, this was written in PowerTool. Power. PS stand for PowerScript? Whatever the Microsoft thing is. Install in tool.name, tool version. Install asset. Show. I reckon let's take out that again. Let's do which go and find out what it is. There it is. Which go. And run that. Which go is use a big go. That's not helpful. Because I suspect if I list ls /user bin, Not going to get anything particularly useful. Look. All these binaries installed. D for go. Go, just one. Go. It's not go-114. Oh, FPHP. PHP's done the logical thing. It's called PHP 7.4. It's a binary. Go, we don't have that. One go. Oh well. We'll leave this here for now. And we'll use the -r. More importantly though, the GitHub ref is wrong. GitHub ref. Not what I expected it to be. Still bothering me, this, as you can tell. Definitely bothering me. We don't know which version. Oh well. Let it go, Rob. Let it go. I am concerned that this example here reckons we can use github.ref. When I look at github.ref, I don't have a handy version. I do not have a handy way. Check that. Let's look at the pull releases. What upload release as if I release tag? Tag. Stated readme. Upload to, oh, there's an upload to release to an existing example. That's helpful. Do I want to create the release when I push the tag? Who am I kidding? Of course I do. Do I want to have it all in one workflow, or do I want it in two separate workflows? I think we'll put them in separate workflows. Let's go back to release types created and use that Try it and see. Build, release, assets. Need that name there. Do that. Put a bit of white space in. Now this example uses this example doesn't. This is GitHub. Oh, that's interesting. Hub event release upload URL. The upload URL. The upload URL. Yeah. This one we don't want for there, so I'm going to store that in Daily Jotter for a time. Because we're not going to create a release anymore. Upload the binary. That upload URL is used multiple times because of that stupid problem. That. Now we've got too many spaces there, so let's get rid of that extra. Right, so let's go back to the terminal. That one where we're going to use temp release, but I'm going to put -r in to reuse the binary Docker, the Docker container, so that I don't have to keep checking out this Go. Bit disappointed about that. Not happy at all. Still, is what it is. So there we go, we've grabbed the Go binary. Now installing it presumably. But yeah, tar, so we're untarring it. I think I'm being called, so I'll be back in a sec. And I'm back. I was being offered a cup of tea, so I'm going to get another cup of tea. This is a glorious day. Right, what happened here? That ran. Because we've still got the zip. We've still got the ls in there, which we don't really need anymore. So let's take that ls out. Run that again. We're doing a release this time, aren't we? So Hopefully it'll find the fact we've already got the Go container. Yes, we have. Display GitHub ref is still wrong. Oh, so we still got to find. Oh yeah, what I was going to do. You saw this thing down here where we did github.event.release.upload URL. I wonder if github.event gives us this information. So I can do github.event.release.tagname. So rather than doing github.ref, do github.event.release.tagname. Like that. That's what I was going to try. And that should give me 0.1, 0.1. Is the version number coming out? And now we go run that 0.1. See there? So now we can get the tag name from that release. So now we've got that. What I also wanted to check was you saw how we did this. Oh, we don't need that anymore. Taking that out of here. Right, this didn't work though. Because we need to put the release. Yeah, that takes a parameter. Build executable takes the version number you want to do. So let's change this to display. Tag number. Did the release tag? Yeah, release tag. There must be a release name as well, probably. Yeah, release name, but we'll use a release tag. Right, this is looking better. Name. Set up. 0.14. That. Blank space. I really do like my vertical space. It makes it much easier to read. So blank line between each one reminds me that these are different steps in this action. A bit hard to see when they're all grouped so close together. And let's face it, we're going to be reading this again in a long time. We're not going to touch it very often. Once it's working, I'm probably not going to touch this for months. And then when I come back to it in months' time, 6 months' time, who knows what it looks like? Who knows what it does? Oh, and I see that Gary's got a cup of tea. He was bought a cup of tea, so he is having a glorious day as well. Someone else making him tea. And back to the sports news. Unfortunately, Crystal Palace lost today. Not a total surprise. I'm not going to say they're on the beach, but we've only won once since the lockdown mode thing restart, whatever you want to call it. They are not having a good time. Oh well. Right, okay, so we've got the right Go version. We've now got the release tag. We need to put the release tag here. I'm going to take that out for a minute. Let's see what... Oh no, let's list echo the current directory. What is our current directory? Hold on a sec. And I'm back with the tea. I don't think she wanted to be on the stream, so it seemed wise to hit the hold button. Right. Yes, what I was going to do, let's take that. And what's our current directory? What's directory? That's not how you spell directory, is it? Directory. Let's echo, not echo, pwd and ls. And do that. Run this. Let's see what happens. Exciting. Are we excited? Are you excited? Can you be excited? How do you get excited about some code? Oh, look at that. Oh, our current directory is doing stuff. Our current directory is GitHub Workspace, and if the ls looks like this is the checkout. We don't even need to change directory. And now you can see we are building the macOS version. We're having to get all our dependencies, loads of dependencies. An awful lot of those are because I'm using Viper and Cobra. Cobra? Maybe call it Cobra. Cobra is a command line framework, command line application framework for Go written by SPF 13. And Viper is a config system which works really well for command line apps. Makes life a little bit easier for command line. An awful lot of these dependencies are that. I'm not even using all of them, but the config system lets you basically have your config in pretty much any format. Hence, you can use TOML, ini, you can use YAML. So we're downloading the YAML, we're downloading ini, we're downloading the TOML. And I'm only using the YAML version at the moment. So I've got a load of dependencies actually used. I wonder if it's finished downloading and it's now compiling. It's taking a while, doesn't it? Wait. That is quite cool that it's actually build. So that line there, build in release Rodeo macOS P64, came from our executable. Back over here. Came from echo statement somewhere. There it is. That echo statement there. It is actually doing a build. Lovely cup of tea. Milk, no sugar. That's how I drink my tea. If you're making me a cup of tea, milk, no sugar. Traditional English black tea. Preferably Yorkshire tea. I'm not that fussy. I'll drink Tetley. Not sure. Drink PG Tips. Maybe? I haven't drunk PG Tips in years. It's like, that's how long ago it was. What's happening? Building the next one. Certainly do not like Lipton's tea. Lipton? Lipton? The tea you get in Europe and America, it's not good. That's it. Not only is the tea problematic, certainly in America, they don't know how to boil water. Doesn't it seem like this is a difficult thing? Like, the whole human race must know that water boils at 100 degrees centigrade or 232 Fahrenheit. And even so, get an American to make you a cup of tea, and a good percentage of them get the water hot but not boiling. They go and brew your tea, and that is just wrong. Makes no sense whatsoever. Most success I have had, funny enough, is in Dunkin' Donuts. Go to Dunkin' Donuts and they know how to boil water. Weird, isn't it? I was in Los Angeles at a client a couple of years ago now, I think. I've known Spabby for a while, and he was 2, I think. Yeah, that year was. And there was a coffee shop across the road. Tea. Took them a bit of time, but went over there and said, I'd like a cup of tea, but I want the water boiling. And understood the concept. Second time I asked. That was cool. So there we are. We've built the Linux AMD 64 one. Now we build the Linux ARM one. You can see we didn't have to download the dependencies for those. They're speeding up a little. And I guess because I'm using a reusable container, it'll probably it's in there. That'll be a bit moot when we move it up to GitHub itself, because GitHub will obviously create the container when it needs it. Download those dependencies each. What I'm most interested in seeing is whether the Mac binary that I've created on Linux will actually run on my Mac. I mean, I'm pretty sure it will, because the whole point of cross compilation is that that'll work. But I've not done it before. I did a quick test the other way around. On the Mac, I built the Windows binary, then I fired up my Windows virtual machine, which I've got VMware Fusion. Then I ran the Windows binary Rodeo in there, like the help screen. There's a good chance, I think. Very good chance. Is the ARM64 version of Linux. What's in my mind whilst we're testing? We could have just cut down the number of executors building. Do you think that might have been an oversight on my? Never mind. It's only time. I have a cup of tea. Sunday. Not like I've got anything else to do. Well, I suppose I could be playing Zelda. I'm on my second run through of Breath of the Wild. Running on master mode this time. Slightly harder. I'm sure all you hardcore gamers out there think that master mode is still trivially easy. I'm finding it a little bit challenging. Enjoying the game, that's good. He's doing a level 1 through of Skyrim. What's a level 1 run through? In starting level 1? I think that means... No, I've got no... I think it must mean that. I think it must mean that you start at level 1 rather than reusing a character that's hard. I can't remember. Does Skyrim have difficulty levels? You aren't allowed to level up. Oh, I see. So you've got to be level 1 all the way through to the end boss. Is that possible? I mean, if you're going to be level 1 all the way through to the end boss. I'm doing legendary level 1. It's hard. I bet it's hard. I thought that Skyrim was that when you used your weapons, you automatically leveled up the weapons. So you sort of gained extra skills in them. Oh, maybe that doesn't give you the actual formal upgrade in the level. You just get better at the weapon. It's been a while since I've played that. With a werewolf. Oh, you don't be a werewolf. Oh, I didn't enjoy playing werewolf when I played Skyrim. Yes, build with werewolf, you don't get normal XP. That's... Seems like tying both your hands behind your back. Hey? I suppose if you're an expert at Skyrim, it makes it a bit harder. And the equivalent with Breath of the Wild is Breath of the Wild doesn't have levels per se, but you can get extra hearts and extra stamina for Link you complete shrines. So the hardcore Zelda players will not do that. What they will do is keep the 3 hearts that you get at startup, not to give themselves any extra hearts. So that number of hit points that you have as Link is really, really small. They have to be experts to never ever get hit enemy. That's not remotely how I play Breath of the Wild. I'm there to enjoy the game, and that means I want my hearts. In fact, thinking about it, you can't even get the Master Sword until you've got 13 hearts. So these hardcore gamers, Zelda gamers, must be not using the Master Sword in order to fit. Oh, that must be. Harry likes fun RPG runs like this. Did a Fallout 4 run with no guns last year. I seem to remember from his podcast, which is Jerks Like Games, I think it's called. Jerks Play Games, something like that. Gary will correct me in a minute. That's a good podcast, a little bit infrequent, but quite interesting. Gary's quite a Fallout fan. He had lots of fun doing that. Interestingly, Jerks talk games. That's it. They don't play them, they talk about them at length. Oh, not at length, because if they talked about them at length, there'd be more episodes. And look at that, we have finished. We recorded one 6 weeks ago, but Chris hasn't edited it. That's right, throw your co-host under a bus, Gary. Why don't you? What could he be doing? I mean, he's in lockdown. He's got nothing else to do. Probably on some other people's streams or something. Still, that does mean that we've got a new episode coming out soon and we can look forward to it. Selling Nexmos. Nexmos, that's the company he works for, or at least Nexmo is. I think they rebranded to Vonage or Vonage or Vonage. They're Americans, it's probably Vonage. There's some sort of telecoms SMS type. Anyway, Chris should not be doing that. Chris should be editing Jerks Talk Games episodes. So here we have successfully built our executables and we have listed them. So you can see we're running list the executables and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 binaries in the executables directory, which is good news. I wonder if I go to my local, oh, I'm on my local copy. If I ls a release directory, yeah, there they are. So yeah, this test environment is obviously just moving or mounting my local Rodeo directory into the Docker container for me. These are here, which might be related to why the github.ref is that weird thing rather than the correct tag name. It might be if it was being done on GitHub Actions. Very possible. I don't know, but I don't care because I think this is a better solution anyway. So, go back to our YAML file. We have successfully done all these steps. We have successfully checked out our code. We have set up Go 1.14. We have displayed the version to make sure we've got the right version of Go. That might be helpful when we need to debug it when we get it onto GitHub Actions itself. We display in the release tag that we're going to tag. Display our current directory. We don't. I'll leave that in there for debug for the moment. So I'll put debug against that. Oh, it doesn't like that unless I put that in quotes. What's our directory? And what's, oh, that's not directory. And what's in it? So let's leave that step in there to display our current directory, but we won't need that long time. We don't care about the payload. We don't care about the tag to build anymore. But I'm going to copy that and put that into Daily Jotter too, because I might want to use that later. Don't need to display the payload. We don't display the tag we're releasing because we're doing that up there, and we don't need to do the workspace. Right, so then we're going to build the executables, and then we're going to that's not how you spell executables, is it? Let's list the executables because that makes sense. Well, let's ls-l them, and then we're going to upload them. So what I think we'll do, get the first one uploading first, and then we'll upload the rest on another one. Just comment them out. So we're only going to upload the macOS binary first. To do that, we're going to have to solve this secrets.github token thing. Because that release upload URL is correct. That's there. Upload URL. Okay, so let's look up that secrets GitHub token thing. We had somewhere down here. Yeah. GitHub documentation for creating and storing encrypted secrets. How do we do that? GitHub Actions. So we know that. That's boring. Got down to it. Encrypted secrets. Secrets are encrypted environment variables that you create in a repository or organization. Secrets you create are available to use in GitHub Action workflow. This is a lip-sodium sealed box. So help ensure that secrets are encrypted before they reach GitHub. Ooh. Updating an organizational secret in one location also ensures that change takes place in all repository workflows that use that secret. So I could probably set up the secret at the Acrobat level. Maybe. I'm not an organization though, so maybe that doesn't work. And then I can name them, etc. And we've already got the name of GitHub_token. So I wonder if that means it's automatically set for me. Who knows? Created encrypted signature. Click add secrets. When creating an organization. So shall we see if we've got any at the level? I say shall we see, what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to move this particular window to my other screen so you can't see it. Sorry. I shall do it over here on this other screen. GitHub Acrobat. That's my GitHub username. Have I got a settings? I don't have a settings. Therefore, I cannot set secrets at that level. So I will have to set it at the repo level. So I will go into Rodeo. And what did we do? We had to pick settings. There it is, settings. Click settings. Left sidebar, create secrets. Secrets. You can't see this, but you can hear me talk. There are no secrets in this repository. There's a surprise. Add a new secret. Okay, so where do we do GitHub token? Oh, look at this. Using encrypted secrets in a workflow. With the exception of GitHub token, secrets are not passed to the runner when a workflow is triggered from. The GitHub token is obviously special. Does that mean it is automatically created for me? I don't know. So maybe I don't need to create a secret. Using it. Oh, there's a GitHub document menu item called Authenticating with GitHub Token. Click that. Authenticating with GitHub Token. GitHub provides a token you can use to authenticate on behalf of GitHub Actions. GitHub automatically creates a GitHub token secret for use in your workflow. You can use the GitHub token to authenticate in a workflow run. Oh, that makes life easier. I don't need to create my own secret. Magic. Very magic in this case, because they are doing all the work for us. The GitHub token secret is a GitHub app installation access token. You can use the installation access token to authenticate on behalf of the GitHub app installed in your repository. Tokens permissions are limited to the repository that contains your workflow. For more information, before each job begins, GitHub fetches installation access token for the job. Token expired. Okay, so that sounds pretty safe. Token is also available in the github.token context. Using GitHub token. Token secret, you must reference it in your workflow file. Using a token might include passing token put to an action, making authenticated GitHub API calls. Yeah, so clearly I need to use an authenticated GitHub API call in order to do my release. Right, so praise secret. Looks easy enough. So in that case, this will probably just work, because that's how these things work, don't they? Just work, because GitHub said so. Alright, so back to our YAML file. There's a good chance that will upload correctly on this release. What I think I should do now is I updated the version number to 0.1. So if I do a git status, you'll see I modified command/root.go. So git diff command/root.go. You'll see I modified the version number to 0.1. Because I think it's about time we actually created a 0.1 rather than 0.00. So let me commit that change first. Git add ping $, git commit -v for verbose. That actually shows you the difference inside your editor, which is quite handy. I can go down here and you can see there's the change. You need to reference it. Set version number to 0.1. Then I can push that up to Rodeo. Now, we need to add this workflow, don't we? So if I git status, spell status correctly, Rob. I only need to do the .github stuff. So let's put git add.github, git status now, and we see we've only got this one workflow called build release binaries. So let's reread it again to make sure it is correct. Bit hard to do a code review when there's just you. So the way we solve that is we double check everything as we go. Our build release binaries YAML got a name. Build release binaries. It executes on a release of a type created. Only when we create the release. And what it's going to do is it's got one job called build. And the build has got a name of build release assets. It runs on your latest. Steps are check out the code, setup go for 114, play the version number, displace the release tag, do the debug, what's our directory, build the executables, the executable. But let's rename that to build the Rodeo executables. List the Rodeo executables. Upload the Rodeo Mac OS binary. Let me take that. Right, so yeah, so upload the Rodeo Mac OS AMD 64 binary with our GitHub token, with an upload URL, an asset path of /release Rodeo GitHub ref. Oh, it's not GitHub ref. This is why we read it through again. It's a tag name, which is GitHub event release tag name. All of those, please. This duplicate copying is a real pain now. At least we can select all. Yes, so the asset path is release rodeo hyphen tag name hyphen macOS hyphen AMD64. Asset name is rodeo tag name dash macOS AMD64.gz, and the asset content type is application zip. And then we're going to repeat that for all the rest. I'll comment them all. Go. Live dangerously. Why not? What was it? Try it and see. It's definitely not a motto for my channel. Try it and see. I think that's a given. If anything, the motto for my channel will be, how hard can this be? How hard can it be? Try and see. Okay, so we're going to upload the Rodeo Linux AMD binary. I'm going to rename that to upload the Rodeo binary for Linux. So let's get multiple cursors in place by doing that. Then we want the next two. Up those, space, paste. Now we've done all 6 in one hit. Upload the Rodeo binary. We need the word for macOS AMD64 for Linux. And let's put the final thing in brackets. That looks nice, doesn't it? It's only for a display, but you may as well make it look nice. They all look good. So I think this is now in a position where I can commit it. But I need to re-add it because I modified it. Git add .github workflows build release binaries. Git status, let's check. Git commit -v. Right, what we're going to use as our git commit. Add GitHub action workflow or to rather build the release binaries. And the last bit has gone black because it's a little bit longer as a title than the preferred recommended length of the first line of your commit message. But who cares? Right, what do we do in this? Use in Go 1.14 build release binaries at forms using build release. No, build executables. Executable. Let's spell executables. Sure. Script and upload as assets to the release. Spell release correctly. And we had better add something about when it's triggered. This action, this workflow rather, workflow is triggered when this is created. Then we need GQIP, is it? IP to reformat. There, reformat. If you need to reformat a paragraph in Vim when you're doing your commit messages, it's GQIP. And there we go, we've got that. So I'm going to push that. Do you think we need to do anything other than having the YAML file in our repo branch? Probably not. My watch is bleeping at me for no apparent reason. It's upset with me for not doing enough exercise. It's a Sunday. Who does exercise on a Sunday? You don't think so? Right, so now that we've pushed that up, if I go back to Safari and find Rodeo, do I have Rodeo? Github.com Rodeo. That's the issues, so that's close enough. Go back here to Rodeo. Don't need the code, we're already on the code. We should see a .github workflows folder, and inside here we should see our build release binaries. Oh, that crap. That would have been embarrassing, wouldn't it, if I got the file name wrong? And there's that YAML file that we created. All this fine stuff. Now, are we prepared to do a release to see if it works? I wonder where you go. Actions. There's a new tab here called Actions. So it's found my workflow. Workflow hasn't happened. Create a status badge. Ooh, I don't need status badge. Find an actor. Find a branch. The status. Ooh, that looks interesting. So we'll probably see if it runs in here. Right, so how do we go do a release? First thing we're going to do is do a git tag -s 0.1 -s to sign the release, because I think making them signed is a good idea. And let's not do that. We need to, oh no, yes we do. We need to work out what our changelog is, don't we? Let's exit that. Let's use the changelog generator. Changelog generator. Oh, for goodness sake. Right, so we use it like this. Changelog generator. I got one for. Done. Okay, so the user is. Oh, for goodness sake, Rob. The user is Acrobat. The repository is Rodeo. We don't have milestone. We need to assign these to milestones. We have milestone. Issues, milestones. We do have milestone. Milestone 0.1. It's got 3 closed issues. If I go to milestone 0.1, its ID is 1, so M1. Take out the PB copy so you can see what it does. Run that, and you see it tells us that there are 3 resolved issues. Issues 2, 3, and 4, which are more robust determination of time zone. We unmarshal numeric keywords correctly, and we keep track of uploaded photos, which is the key one. Those 3. Run that game with pipe PB copy. PB copy is a app that's provided by macOS, which copies it to the clipboard, which is known as the pasteboard in macOS. So PB copy is pasteboard copy, PB paste, pasteboard paste. So now that's on my clipboard. And now I can create the tag, because what I'm going to do is create tag 01. And what I do is I paste in the changes. So don't really need the thanks to Acrobat, because obviously they're all me, unless they're not me. But at the moment there's no other contributors to this repository. If there are other repositories and they created, other contributors and they created the PR, then it would say thanks to whoever created the PR. Right, so now I've created my tag, git push -- tags. The git push, did I push main? Yes, git push -- tags. There we go. So we've now got a new tag at 0.1. Go back to GitHub. We go to the code. Oh no, let's close that milestone off. How do we milestone? Edit the milestone. Close the milestone. And let's create a new milestone for 0.2. So any new work we do will attach to that milestone. Back to the code, because that's where the releases are. So if I go to releases, you can see now it detected 0.1, but it's not an actual release yet. So I can click on 0.1. Edit the tag. Yeah, there we go, and that creates a new release. Release title 0.1, because I like my tag name to be that, and then paste in the changelog again from the changelog generator. It's not a is a pre-release. Yes, it is a pre-release because it's 0.1. Now, when I publish this release, it should create the binaries for us. I'll be feeling lucky. Are you feeling lucky? Am I feeling lucky? Press a button. Acrobat release this now. So if I go to actions, oh look, event has occurred. It's queued. That's a good start. This action section looks a bit like the pipeline thing that you see in GitLab. Or is it Bitbucket? Bitbucket. And it's in progress. Ooh, I wonder if I can click on it and see what it's doing. Maybe I click 0.1. On progress. This run. It doesn't show you what it's doing. Maybe I click here. Oh, there we go. Look, it looks like Travis or Circle CI or something. Right, let's look at uncheck that one. Yes, it's in the right folder. It's found the correct tag. This is going to work. Set up go 1.14. Run the action. It only took a second, so it must already have had 1.14 on the system. So on the binary, sorry, on the Docker container that the actions is actually using, 1.14 is installed. So that setup go action ran really quickly. I wonder if it checked out the right version of the source code. Getting syncing repository. Getting. I'll tell you what we should have done. We should have run a git log -1. Oh no, here we go. Git checkout progress force refs tag 0.1. Okay, so yeah, so it does check out the tag that we actually care about. Awesome. That's good news. It's checked out the right source code, set up the Go binary. The version number we actually got was 1.14.4. We've using release tag 1. We're in the right folder, so here's where we build the actual executables. And it's built 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So that's correct. We can list the executables. There they are. Oh, I should have made that ls-lh to see how big they are, but 6 megabytes is 6.6 and a bit megabytes, 6.5 megabytes on average for this binary. You can tell that Go statically links them, but that doesn't mean no dependencies, which I like about it. And here's where it's uploaded them. I've got a green tick. That's a good sign. If I go back to the releases tag, Rodeo, go to releases, 0.1. Ah, look at that. Oh, I'm so happy. I am genuinely really pleased. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 5. What did we miss? No, that's right. 5. 3 Linuxes, 2 a MacOS, and a Windows. And they've all been uploaded automatically. Binaries have been created Oh, that is awesome. Oh, I'm so pleased. Let me ls release just to count them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 5 is definitely the right number. Now, let's download the Mac one. There it is. On into my downloads folder. CD downloads. Make a directory called Rodeo temp. Move that Rodeo 0.1 gzip file into Rodeo temp. Into Rodeo temp. Let's minus that. Oh, let's say let's minus LH it. 6.3 megabytes apparently. The binary. Oh, that's a zip file though. G unzip the binary zip file minus LH. 12 megabytes for the actual binary. Then I should be able to do dot slash. Oh no, I need to chmod all plus x. Ah, I should do that before I zip it up. Rodeo that. Ls myself. Dot slash rodeo minus version 0.1. This is where I need a sound effect of cheering. And this is amazing. I am so pleased. I am so pleased about that. That is absolutely magic. Right, one minor thing's gone wrong. Build executables.sh should have changed it to a executable file before we gzipped it. So here we need to do chmod all plus x $output name before we gzip the file. Wow, that's amazing. Back to here, get status. I think we will just fix that. So git add build executables.sh. Git commit -v. Insert. Yeah, that's the only change. Set executable flag. Building the executable did compresses binary and compresses the set. We have executable file ready. Go. Git push that. Wonder if I could rerun the binary, rerun the action to pick that change up. Possible. Maybe. Maybe not. Gotta be a way. Let's have a look and see. Let's close some of these tabs. Now we know what we do. I can't believe we got that working, that action running on first time. Going slowly through and understanding what you're doing actually paid off. So how do I... Right, I can rerun the job, but if I rerun the job, it's going to... Oh, I need to rerun the tag first. I need to push the tag to this new binary. So let's get tag -f that. So now I've moved the tag up one. So now I can git push -f -- tag 0.1 maybe. Git push -f X maybe. There we go. We've forced tag 1 to be a new update. So now we've got now we've taken that change that I made to the binary and I've re-tagged correctly. I think what I need to do now is delete the assets off the. See if I can delete them. If I edit the release, can I delete those assets? Yes, I can. Delete. 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 Let's run it again. So go to actions, my action, 1 completed job. Run. How do I rerun that action, do you think? Assets. Hit there maybe? Ah, rerun jobs. Rerun all jobs. Yes, that sounds good. I think this will rerun it now. 0.1. So whilst that's doing that, let's delete that downloaded binary from Rodeo. That. Ah, tell you what I should have done. Should have renamed that binary. Binary should be just rodeo-0.1. Or maybe even just .rodeo inside the gzip file. Yeah, we should have done that. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. I think I might tweet that. Let's tweet that. I'm tweeting from my phone. Successful. Successfully used GitHub Actions to create. So and what is the did that work? Looks like it worked. Let's go and check. Go back to 0.1. They're back, so it's definitely generated them. Do that and paste that into my tweet. If you follow Acrobat on Twitter, then you'll see that tweet come up. Right, so let's take that binary again from macOS. Let's copy it. /rodeo 0.1 into here. ls. G, unzip it again. ls-l. Oh no, not executable still. Did the chmod not work? They're executable here. Oh no, they're the binder. Oh. Okay, that needs some more work. But I'm going to stop at this point because I think that's a pretty awesome thing to have done. That's a great place to have finished. So yeah, I think we're okay. Don't you think we're okay? I think we're okay. So thanks very much for watching. Hope that was useful. It certainly was useful for me. I certainly think I achieved more than I expected. Speak to you later.